Casey, as a well-known person yourself and as the brother of someone who lived through the Bennifer era of American history, you've had an interesting perspective on America's obsession with celebrity. And I wonder if that had anything to do with your interest in, desire to do the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, which is essentially the story of one of maybe the first American celebrity, thanks to dime novels, and a guy who became a celebrity by killing that guy. So what drew you to that, and did that factor in?
Not really. What drew me in was that it was a beautiful piece of writing, the book, Ron Hansen's novel, and I hadn't heard of it, and I hadn't heard of Ron Hansen, and then I heard about the project, and it sounded interesting, so I just went and got the novel, and I wasn't even sure if I would be able to get an audition, which I did. But first I had a peek at the screenplay, which was about 180 pages, and which is about twice as long as it should be, or many are, or more or less. And it also was extremely well written, and I watched Andrew Dominik's movie with Chopper, which I thought was great. So it was a great piece of writing from great source material with a great director, and it had a very complicated, great role. So there was nothing about it that wasn't very exciting, and it could have been about anything, really.
And it ended up being this beautifully shot, stylized, very unique movie that you received. Maybe, I don't know, had you ever received such a great response up to that point? It was people, including the Academy, which nominated you for Best Supporting Actor. I mean, there was a tremendous response. Did you feel like you had, in the doing of it, that something special was going on, or do you agree with Michelle that it's really hard to know?
It's really hard to know how any movie will turn out. Very often when you're standing on set thinking, like, this is a winner, it just ends up being awful. And however, that was one where I thought, just let me get this job and I'll never ask for anything else. And I had to really fight for it and get it, and was told no a lot of times. And by everybody in my life, they were kind of said, like, okay, enough's enough. You're not going to get this role. We should let it go. Stop calling me about it. And then I made a tape of myself and wrote a letter to the director, and I gave it to him, and I ended up getting the part that way. And I didn't know that it was going to be good, but I knew the process, just the experience was so great. It was so fulfilling, everything about it from beginning to end, including how hard it was at times, was kind of enough. It didn't matter what was going to come next. And I also didn't have a very keen sense of career and strategy or anything. I was also pretty young still at that time, and so I just didn't think in terms of, okay, I did this, and now it's going to lead to some other thing. It was just like I had that experience. That was amazing. Back to my life. Yeah.